Well, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the first edition of Sports This Morning for this week. And how do we start today? I'm Yemi Adebayo. It's good to be here. How do we start today? We start with the biggest sporting event in 2018. World champions, France. They did it again 20 years after winning their first ever World Cup title. Le Bleu did it again right there in Russia. They are the world champions.
Of course, 20 years after they are the world champions. I'm Cecilia Omogbe, and of course, we're also talking about one of the casualties at the World Cup, talking about the coach of Argentina, Sampaoli. He's out. He has quit his position. Just remember that this man actually won the Copa America with Chile. But right now, he wasn't just successful with the Argentine national team. And talking tennis, Novak Djokovic, more like he is the man right now. His fourth Wimbledon title. What a way to actually come back almost more than 2 years after not winning the Grand Slam. Novak Djokovic is really back. And of course, the better way to do it was to do it at Wimbledon. A fourth one for him right now. And of course, that's where we're starting from this morning, right?
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from this morning. We're sport for choices, and we'll do just our best to pack everything into the next 1 hour. Novak Djokovic in your picture, the man. A lot of us have forgotten how good this guy is, and he just showed us. And I was arguing with somebody yesterday. Not really arguing, I was having a chat with somebody, and he said, so for me, I don't really want to call Djokovic beating all of these guys an upset, because we know how good this man is, and injuries haven't been good to him, and that has made us to forget. I mean, if you consider 2011 to 2015, Djokovic was beating Federer, beating Nadal, beating
invincible.
them black and blue everywhere. But it just shows that these guys, they're not machines, they're humans.
They're human.
And when injuries start to take their toll, and we saw how last year was a very miserable year for Novak. Everybody was beating him left, right, and center. But now the man is back. If you can take Rafa to 5 sets and still beat him, I think he won the first 2. I'm still talking about the semi-final. And we thought Kevin Anderson was going to push him.
Of course.
He didn't. The last set was close. First 2, Novak just reminded us of how good he really is.
That's the way the Djokovic. You know what? Maybe we just have to say this, how it all happened on Sunday.
First set, Djokovic. Mr. Anderson is challenging a call on the left baseline. The ball. Djokovic. 3 sets to love. 6-2, 6-2.
Yeah, emotional moment for Novak Djokovic there. What a way to actually get back. More than 2 years, injuries, turmoil, and all the things they faced. At the time, he says he just didn't know whether he should continue or not. Remember how many times he actually fired his, technical crew?
Yeah.
I mean, coaching crew and all that.
There was a time he was
replacing them and all.
top to bottom. There was times on little changes.
Yeah.
But, you know, Djokovic knew something was wrong and he had to
Yeah.
fix it. And that's what champions do. But sometimes I think some of these guys, we deserve to give them an apology.
I thought it was gone.
Myself.
Really. I thought it was gone.
I thought it was going to come back, but win a Grand Slam and beat a vintage Rafael Nadal and Ruth doing that, I must give him some credit. And these guys, maybe their developments in science, and because of that victory, some changes. He has... He was on the same level with Roy Emerson, but now he's on top. So you have the guy is still there. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, 2017.
I mean, 3.
We were already counting 18 for Nadal, but Novak showed us that don't count your let them arch before you count your chickens. And Pete Sampras, and he has 14 now. Novak has 13. It was on the same level with Roy Henderson. You have the other guys, all of these guys in the open era, this Grand Slam title. So Novak still there. The big question, can he catch up with the top guys? We'll see. And there's a breakdown of all the 13 Grand Slam titles. Let's not even talk about the ATP titles. Too many to count. But the Grand Slam titles, you look at it, Cecilia, I mean, fourth time lucky.
Yeah, fourth time lucky at Wimbledon. I think more like these happens to be the hard court and the grass court, his favorite surface. French Open, of course, is one he just won. How many outside Nadal?
Someone will say he won the year Nadal was injured.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Once you have the career Grand Slam, that's what matters in all of it. But he's got 13 right now, and he's been reacting to this victory, knowing that he was in a very, very difficult position, but somehow he had to tell himself that he can do it, and that's what he did. Anderson, of course, was a bit nervous from the beginning of that clash.
I did all I could to recover, and I felt really, really good today. I thought the first 2 sets against Kevin today, even though, I mean, you could feel that he was nervous, you could feel that, you know, he wasn't playing at his best. He was making a lot of errors, but I thought that I was very, very solid, and just probably the 2 best sets I've played. My ambitions are quite high, and I think maybe I went against myself, especially the first few months post-surgery, because the expectations were so high from myself that I could not understand why I could not perform and play on the level that I'm used to. Right now it's easy to talk, but I had to go through it. But I want to thank all the people who were close to me and really believed in me as well.
My body didn't feel great. I mean, I don't think you're going to expect it to feel great this deep into a tournament when you've played so much tennis. But I was definitely, you know, quite nervous starting out the match. Didn't play great tennis in the beginning. I mean, tried my best to, you know, keep at it, and, you know, definitely felt much better in the 3rd set. I thought I had quite a few opportunities to win that 3rd set, especially a couple of the points where Novak hit a couple of balls. I thought they're actually going out. They managed to land right on the line. You know, would have loved to have pushed it to another set. You know, but it obviously wasn't. It wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be, because he spent 21 hours on court before getting to the finals. You know what that meant? 21 hours.
Some will say the semi-final with John Isner. Some will say maybe that took a toll. But you're playing against Djokovic, so I mean, you have to be at your best.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to see 4 sets.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I was happy that I actually gave up. I mean, it just didn't happen.
The thought said it looked like it wasn't going to end, because he kept on fighting, and
it didn't have extra anymore.
Yeah, Novak didn't lose his head. Well, we now say Africa's Kevin Anderson anyway, but, you know, I'm happy for him. Did his job, but just wasn't enough. Getting 2 finals now, maybe he will be able to win a Grand Slam. We'll see what happens in that one. Let's talk about another remarkable performance. Talk about the women now. Talk about Serena Williams. Well, she didn't win the Grand Slam title at Wimbledon, but she just showed us the remarkable power that she has. Yeah. She's, I mean, future Hall of Famer. There's nothing else to say about Serena Williams, although she lost to Angelique Kerber. I say she lost to someone who's in the same shoes with her. We've written Kerber off as well. We have forgotten all about 2016. How terrible good 2016 was for her. But somebody had to win. On the day. I remember when Halep and Caroline Wozniacki played. I was torn. in this situation too, I was torn. I mean, I love both players.
You love fairy tale comebacks.
You know, a lot of people wanted Serena to win, but Keba just showed us.
Look at this. I mean, this was where I respected Keba. I knew she was on for it. I mean, that love from Serena Williams, how she was able to get it back, and Serena just really wasn't expecting it. But I think Angelique Keba, you know, if you check, like 2017, as you mentioned, you know, when she dropped out of the top 20 and all that, you know, just losing games, and I thought maybe late bloomer who can't just, you know, maintain, you know, their brilliance. But somehow, I guess Serena, 2016, she didn't want what happened in 2016 to happen in 2018. And that's why she just had to take this one. Serena Williams, no fairy tale comeback, no 24 title, no 8 Wimbledon title. But the thing is, we still got the US Open, right?
Yeah.
From her performance in this one. And if she's going to...
That moment. We'll see whether the support from the home fans will push her all the way. In my view, both were winners.
The pressure here was much. I mean, prior to the final, the pressure was less. But getting to the final, just look at all those great women, all of them there, just watching Serena Williams, see if she can create another piece of history on that day. Angela Merkel.
And in spite of the fact that Serena is just returning from giving back, it still feels like an upset because everybody expected her to win. She's a superhuman. That's what she is. All right, so that's talking about the Grand Slam that has ended, talking about Wimbledon. All right, let's leave the tennis courts and go to the boxing ring with the few minutes we have before we go on a break. And this man surprised us all as well. Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao. We've told him countless number of times, go back to your Senate office, do your job, stop boxing. You're getting knocked out. But guess what?
He's knocking someone out now.
He's knocking someone out. At some point, Maxisi just couldn't take it anymore. 3 times, went to the floor. The ref pitied him and said, this beating is enough. Let's end this bout.
And of course, he had to end his 7th round. It was a knockout for him. I think this is a good one for Manny Pacquiao. Well, let's listen to him. I hear from him how excited he is being able to win another one. But okay, we can have that now. We'll just go on a break. When we come back, the World Cup segment is next.